slightly tougher scenarios.
Gotta love the crowd getting into it even more. They are hunkered down, and really, they are entertained by what they've been seeing here. It's been a great crowd to listen to.
I mean, if you're Team France right here, you are absolutely not going to let off the gas. You want to be feeling at your absolute best going into your match later in the day. You want that 4-0 just to pump up that confidence to the highest levels. You need it against the United Kingdom.
This is fantastic. But now, we look towards the game here, Jake. France setting up here on the defense, and they got something that you kind of like. Sometimes you kind of play a little bit. They got the Junkrat.
I'm actually pretty surprised to see Nico on the Junkrat here. Not the normal composition that we see on this point, but France, they think they can make it work. I'm interested to see how they play this. It's not a composition I've tested before. Nico holding very close, maybe looking to make a super aggressive play early, or potentially this is his second trap. He's got a trap by the spawn, and he's going to drop a new one if the first gets popped.
Oh, got him!
Perfect.
Right away.
Wow,
that actually looks painful. Looks like your back actually just got broken.
It's a nice stagger by Nico. Gets up to 25% to his first Riptire, and he's already got his next trap down. Now he's going to move into a more passive position and start laying in that spam. Poland, this could be tough. Redziok might have a hard time on that Genji, dealing with a Junkrat spam, and there it goes. Already picking the choke. I didn't expect it to be quite that quick.
This has been really good for Nico so far here. Gets the early trap pickup, gets some good grenade spam the other way. Halfway to a tire. Dominant so far.
It's so important to get that early tire up. It can be a major shutdown. You can win team fights all on your own with that Riptire if you just take out maybe one or two crucial elements of the enemy's composition. But now Poland, they're not going to make the same mistake again. Want to be very careful about the spam, but it's Soon who finds the pick on Danye.
He's able to find Danye, who's just poking around the left-hand side. Soon was having none of it, gets the early pick. And meanwhile, look at Nico, Jake, almost has a tire before there's even been one real fight.
France, this comp could really backfire on them. Running that Junkrat, you run a heavy risk in that first team fight, but Nico, he's making it work. He's found the picks, and now very close to the tire. This next fight is going to be really tough for Team Poland. They have to survive the Riptire. They can't afford to get some crucial tanks picked.
And the issue here for Poland is that if they do get just gummed up by the Riptire, the rest of the ultimates for France are going to start coming here online, and they just look discombobulated. This Junkrat absolutely has them flummoxed.
The biggest part of this as well is that you have Soon hacking everybody as they try to come in. Shadow gets trapped on the high ground, can't go as deep as he wants to go. Nico trying to get a safe position to pop the Riptire, it seems.
Yeah, he's waiting for it. He's going to wait for his team to give him the go-ahead, and now it's time to let it rip. Tire, go around the left-hand side. Going, a little bit aggressive, finds Lucio right in the middle. Kaizano out of there. And now France, they also have other tools, but Soon just methodically chases down Shadow, goes on in, doesn't have to use the EMP. The ult economy from France here is looking so good.
The power of that Lucio frag is that you take away Poland's escape plan. That's how they plan to escape the fight and reset. You kill the Lucio, and then everyone else on Team France can go as aggressive as they want, get all those cleanup kills. Now Soon has the EMP. 2 tank ults almost ready for Team France, and Unko also with that nano. This is going to be really tough for Poland. They're going to have a nano Benbest right in their face.
France just holding on back. EMP up here from Soon, going to use it right away, but no, doesn't have the right immediate. Redziok gets 2 in the back before the EMP comes out. Works out pretty well for Poland, but they're getting lead on the backhand side. They invested a lot in Nanoblade. They got 2 supports, but France, even as low as they are, they're finding a little bit of time to delay. It's just when you're down 2 supports, it's hard to keep people on the point, and I'm not sure if they'll be able to get back in time.
Probably not. The Nanoblade taking down 2 supports. He does fall instantly, but that respawn time is so long, and without heals, it'll be really tough for France to sustain. But Wins is back. Unko's alongside him. France might be considering a recontest here, especially Benbest with the Primal, but Soon goes down. This might change the formula for Team France.
Still pretty okay here for Team France, where they're able to get 3 minutes off the clock. Generally, that is above norm here on Horizon Point A.
It's definitely all on Nico's Junkrat there. Really, as soon as Poland was able to get a real fight, not dying to that spam, they won it pretty quick. So Nico doing a great job on the rat, getting those early picks, getting all the time off the clock there. Nico now, I expect him to be playing the high ground, but it's Danye on the McCree. This could be a real test for Nico. It's very easy to get picked off by a McCree.
Poland right now just looking for the high ground, giving Danye a little bit more room to work with. France, though, a lot of tools here that just completely disrupt this. I mean, take your pick. You got the tire, the self-destruct, Primal Rage. They're going to decide to go through the bottom, but it also gives Danye less options, and now he might be swapping here, Jake.
The other challenge is this is the power of this Widowmaker Junkrat. Me and Lynx here, I think, had figured out so many of the unique synergies between these 2 characters. Junkrat is a character that makes you want to separate, you know? You don't all want to be going in the same entrance, all taking the same splash damage. But at the same time, when you split up, you don't have that Diva Matrix to protect your whole team, and the Widow can just free fire. So it's very difficult to play against both DPS simultaneously. You try and deal with one, you end up feeding the other.
Danye now in the Widow, gonna be looking for one of the hardest Widow pickoffs in the game and soon. Now that I've given him that sort of intro, watch him get it immediately, because that's just how it goes. But you're gonna see Danye come up over here to the top, looking for a pickoff, keeping an eye on Widow. Ooh, had a chance at Ana. No, wasn't looking at Soon. Soon grabs him from the right-hand side, and that is a brutal pickoff here for Poland.
This is the power of the Junkrat. In order to find the peak, Danye has to separate from his team. He can't walk out into that spam that they're all soaking. At the same time, that leaves him exposed. He doesn't have his diva with him, and Soon gets the quick punish. Danye is going to swap here, but he's not sure what to pick. A long time in the spawn here. Poland seems a bit confused by this call from Team France.
I mean, they're actually, this is full on spending a lot of time in spawn, sipping some tea, and it's like, well, you got 3 minutes left.
I mean, I like the idea from Team Poland. This could work, but Soon almost has the Infrasight. Nico has the Riptire. So many ults to work with. This first push is almost impossible for Team Poland. Soon is already on the Brigida, ready to deal with that Genji and Tracer.
Yeah, the idea here is that once you see Genji and Tracer, you go to the Brigida, you make it a much better counter. Tire coming out here from Nico, looking for anything, biding its time, a little bit of evasion on the walls, diving on over, and they use it for the team mech. They get rid of Dexter's mech early on, and Nico finishes off the baby diva. One-man advantage here, the France. And it's just being methodical. Soon controlling the point. You're going to see Benbest leap in towards the back. And France just in firm control, never really in danger at all in this fight.
I like the patience with the tire by Nico. He waits for that beat drop to slowly decay. If you detonate the tire and just take off a sound barrier, you're really not getting anything done for your team. But breaking that diva mech when she's so deep into the spawn, that's an easy pickoff. And of course, the 5v6 is so easy as a defender on Assault second point.
France now. See Unko holding on to the nano boost, and that's going to be pretty crucial here for the next fight, so long as he's not picked off early. Poland, do you have a Transcendence that they can go in really aggressive with? Oh, Danye caught! Soon just smushes it against the wall. You see a Dragon Blade coming from Redziak, already down one, finds Unko stunned, and actually for Poland, they picked off two. Redziak stays alive, gets enough support, and Poland, they're really low though. Here's the problem. It's all sorts of cleanup potential here for Nico on the fight. Dexter low, Kaizano low, Benbest making room, and see Benbest on the primal, able to get Kaizano. Self-destruct going to be coming near for Poland. Benbest falls. Poland now starting to get some real momentum.
At the same time, though, Soon is back on the point. They have to deal with this Brigida. She's so strong against these limited number scenarios. Nico has the high noon, and there's just no abilities left to stop him. Poland out of gas here. They do get a ton of capture, but France retaking control.
France able to turn that one back around, and Poland, to their credit, I mean, they were wounded for a lot of that, but they made more of that than expected for how it began. Redziak got a pretty decent blade, but 2 ticks, not enough.
The Blade somehow found a lot there, even with a lot of answers on the side of Team France. Nico potentially considering another swap up here. Danye on the Hanzo, this makes sense. So difficult to deal with the Hanzo on the McCree. That long-range headshot is so dangerous, but the Genji able to get aggressive, and this is, of course, Nico's specialty. He's right in his wheelhouse here.
See Danye here on the top, looking for any pickup. Keeping an eye on Nico, would love to get the long-range pickup. Poland now going to invest a little bit more, but you see France, they're going to use the rally. Shadow, take it down immediately. Man advantage to France. Nico not afraid to get in even deeper. Redziak going to fall. Poco and Nico just aggressing here. Moving forward, Poland, no choice but to back out. And now, Jake, down to the final 30 seconds.
Poland staggering themselves here. They're going to have one chance, and as the clock runs this low, it might not be the kind of setup fight that they want. They're going to be forced to just run it down mid just to keep that overtime going, and you don't have the tank ults on Team Poland. Those are the crucial ultimates you want to be using to stall in an overtime scenario. Redziak, he absolutely needs to go big with this Dragon Blade.
Redziak, hold on to the Dragon Blade. Poland, what you got here? You got a barrier, you got a blade. Here comes Redziak, doesn't get the barrier. In fact, way away from it, goes on in. No real support, 40 HP. Has to go back the other way. Benbest taking on down. Oko D-Mac, the front line from France, gone. Barrier, though, still in play. France on the point. Unko fighting off here on the Zenyatta. Danye, though, gets the baby diva, but soon finishes Shadow. Poland's a bit ahead, but they certainly need more here. Benbest with the Primal Rage, buying time. Gets chunked by half, but Nico with the last blade gets 2, and France well in position here. The hold versus Poland. It was close, but it wasn't enough.
France in total control there. They've got the Transcendence, instantly popped to answer the Dragon Blade. France's tanks stay on point. Poland not able to finish it off, but a good push from them. That's a lot of time on second point. This is not a guaranteed victory for Team France.
France definitely probably wish it went a different way here, but they do have a very easy win condition here, Jake. Just simply grab point B. Don't have to worry about time after that. Just go forward, get 96%, add another W to the column.
There will be no overtime rounds here on this assault map. Poland setting that win condition for Team France, 95% on point B, but this is a tough point to take. We've seen a lot of people fail here. Here we see Nico's blade just putting a period on the round. Nice patience, waits for that self-destruct, goes right back in, and just cleaves everybody up.
You call it a period, I call it an exclamation point, especially when you're picking up 2 pickoffs like that. It's just consistent play, and that's what you want from your Genji. It's great when you get the flashy plays, but you know what's better? Just having every blade you use get good value, win you the team fight. You don't need the crazy 4 or 5Ks, you just need the 2 to 3 that make sure that you get the job done.
It's honestly unnecessary to overextend yourself with that ultimate. Just getting a few crucial picks, it's going to allow your team to clean up almost every single time. And when you get kills with the Dragon Blade, that's just ultimate charge that your teammates aren't building. So sometimes it's actually more efficient to wait out your ultimate and just get exactly what you need to take the team fight and nothing more.
Somebody say, better?
Both Winstons may be considering having a snack here on Horizon Lunar Colony. Of course, a return to Winston's childhood home.
Yeah, you know, in the end, it raised them. I had a few friends here, ended up going away in the escape pod. But, you know, lore-wise, never know when he's going to come on back.
Yeah, I do certainly hope we get more members of that Horizon Lunar Colony orphanage up here. We've got Hammond and Winston so far, and I really like both the designs on those characters. So hoping for more coming out of that Overwatch universe.
Hammond just like, you know what, I'm a little bit smaller. I'm going to build myself a mech.
Here, Poland, they've run this comp before. It's Kazano on the Zen. He's the linchpin of this defense. Dooku, they have to keep Kazano alive. Nico GDH already on that Tracer, ready to threaten the Zen. This is a tough test for Team Poland.
France setting up here on their dive soon. Not even really being stealthy, just goes for a bit of poke. Nico, though, picked off early. Poland will dive on in and deal with that. Now they're going to back up. Good HP. France going to take a breather here.
Yeah, they need to slow things down. Nico did get caught out there. I think potentially off the back of a Sleep Dart or some good damage by Kazano. Rare to see a Tracer fall to a Winston in that scenario.
See soon here, all stealthed up. See just how he wants to go in. And again, he's being careful. He doesn't want to get caught in the crossfire, get de-stealthed, and that's why he was waiting so long there.
The dash comes out from Renziak, but doesn't find Nico. Nico skirting around the backline soon. Has found a weakness, though. Moving on to Kazano with the help of Benbest. That's a quick pick and 2 for Team France.
He calls it out. The Winston dives on in, and it's clean execution coming here from the front squad. And it's just too much too early for Poland. You can't lose support like that and expect to win the fight. And soon just racking up the pickoffs here towards the end. And the best part about that here, Jake, you take a look at soon. That EMP is going to be headed straight on in.
Almost 4 ultimates ready for Team France, looking potentially to snowball this, and they have so much time as they move on to that second point. Soon wants to finish off Dooku, but he's going to teleport out just before Danya can complete the hack.
France here, you look to Poland, what did they do to defend against this?
The challenge here is that you have to hold off every push without overcommitting. If you use all your ultimates, France is just going to sweep back in on the next team fight. But France, they have a major lead right now. They maybe just want to end this and not worry about that huge time bank.
Yeah, the early hack goes off onto him, but Benbest not really affected by it in any sort of way. But Nico got slept. Renziak was right there for the follow-through. That's going to delay France, and it gives Poland so much vital time. Now they can fight ult for ult.
Yeah, Poland, that's a crucial team fight victory. They're able to put up those tank ults. They've got the EMP and the Nano Blade of their own. It's only Kazano who still have to charge his ultimate, so big fight for Team Poland as the defenders. It's so much easier to get value out of these ultimates, but again, Poland, they have to be careful, not overextend themselves. It's a huge EMP by Danya. The blade from Renziak cleaning up.
Renziak getting the cleanup there, but here's the problem as you take a look at exactly what you're talking about here, right? Is that Poland, they didn't need to use every ultimate here, but they invested quite a bit. France, under cool, calm composure, what do they do here? It's like, all right, everyone's got an EMP'd, this is fine.
I mean, here's the power of setting that win condition by full holding the second point. Even though Poland got 95% progress, France doesn't care at all about the clock. They've secured themselves a 6-on-2 ultimate team fight. France in an even better position than they were last time. Poland, a tougher test lies ahead.
You have to see what Soon's going to do here. One good EMP could absolutely crush Poland going into the next fight. See Nico trying to get the song right. EMP coming off here from Soon. Renziak out of the fight early. Benbest picks up 2. Nico moving on in with the barrier. And this is surgical coming in here from France. 3 uncontested pickoffs. And Nico looking for a bit more. Baby Diva down. France still at full strength. They move on in. And Poland absolutely crushed by that ultimate advantage that France had moving in.
Everybody healthy on the side of Team France. Not much opportunity for some comeback picks here. Danye already hacked on the Hammond, instantly taken down. Great awareness by Soon. Poland, they have to get a pick to somehow turn this around, but it's France moving inexorably toward that 95% win condition.
Here's the problem. This is where you love it when Winston have a Primal Shadow doesn't have it. France getting every pick up for free. They're not under any pressure. And you look at Poland, they don't have any threats that are really going to do that. Renziak falls, and France, it's all over but the crying here. Yeah, Danye, we're going to go a little bit delay here on that Hammond. Eva going to be coming back on out, but Dexter can't touch the point in time. France taking map 3.
A 3-0 victory in the series for Team France. But of course, in this series, map score isn't so important. It's all about pride. So France, they're going to keep going. Look for that 4-0 series. Poland not finding the answers here, and France just proving how important experience is in a game like Overwatch.
Yeah, and there's what better show of experience do you have than that textbook display of how ultimate economy works in the game, where, again, you take a look at France's reaction, right? Where you see the huge EMP come in, everyone gets struck, they see the Genji coming out the Dragon Blade, and a lesser team might have looked at them and went, wait, use everything, fight back. France just looks at the situation and goes, wait. We have a lot of time, a lot of ultimates up. We can just take this L. It doesn't matter. We're gonna lose the battle, but we're gonna win the war.
You play it smart. All that matters is that map win. It doesn't make any difference how much time you have in the bank at the very end. And of course, France, they know this. They put themselves in the best position possible to succeed. And honestly, it just looks easy in that final team fight. But that's all off the back of that really high-level team fight play.
Yeah, and of course, France, again, a team that's been around this long together, with so many members that have played together for as long as they have, it's just something you got to come to expect. But Poland, let's see what they have here for a map number 4. Where are they going to bring us to as they look to, again, show off their stuff? I'm curious to see what that map's going to be, and it's going to be Dorado.
Dorado makes a lot of sense. We've seen Danye and Renziak be really effective on those sniper characters, maybe looking to force some sniper duels here, but of course, they're up against none other than Soon.
You know, I know we're not going out to the French crowd, but I would love a Soon chant right about now. I mean, that honestly just, it's great. It just not only gives him the appreciation that he probably should get, but just sounds cool.
I mean, I think if Soon's playing the Widow on Dorado, you will absolutely get your wish here. He's popped off time and time again in those Widowmaker duels, a deadly player on those sniper characters.
Gotta love it. France here, of course, no slouch on Dorado early defense. And part of that is just the team coordination that they have. The courtyard can be one of the most difficult point A's to get in on an escort map. And Jake, what makes that the case?
It's rough to sort of move through that first choke, and Dorado is a very unique map. On a lot of escorts, you don't see that super aggressive fight in the spawn. But France, at least a lot of their members, when they played with Rogue, they were known for innovating those aggressive spawn camps, playing these dive-heavy setups and getting right in the face of the attackers, not letting them set up even outside their own spawn door. So France, we'll see if they want to get that aggressive again.
You know, they do get pretty aggressive, but let me take you down history lane. You ever want to see something super aggressive? Find the old school Envy versus Complexity of Dorado, because that was brutal. That's some old school Overwatch, but that's not the case right now. It's new school. You got France versus Poland. We'll see what Poland is going to do here on this attack.
Soon on the Widowmaker, and this double main healer setup from Team France is going to signal probably a slightly more defensive approach here. They want to put those tanks on the cart and keep them healed up with those double main healers. Nico on the Genji, he could have a lot of space here, but he needs to be shutting down the snipers.
Renziak already under pressure. Soon just dispatches him. That took no time at all, but the resurrection is there, so we will go again, as they said.
France, they like their odds better on this second point choke. I like that play with this double main healer. You got the Ana and the Mercy. You want to use those sharp corners on second point. Make it really hard for the snipers of Poland to get the peaks that they want. Nico's going to be able to get right in their face and not have to challenge them in those longer sidelines.
And the Hanzo wants that one arrow that could change everything around right now. And Poland, they are getting a lot of space here as France, as you mentioned, just rotating back, going, all right, Poland, we dare you to come into this courtyard.
Poland, they're not pushing the cart. This could come to bite them. They do get the first pick, though, so maybe looking to win the team fight. But the cart, it's moving all the way back to spawn. Danye with another pick. This should be a team fight for Poland, but they're losing so much cart progress here. I don't know that they'll even be able to cap first point with these picks.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that they overextend beyond the cart, so they catch France off guard. Danye showing what a big carry here that Hanzo can still be with the right arrows. The problem here, though, is, as you say, France can easily get back in.
We've seen a lot of teams make this mistake before. It's so seductive to get aggressive into that first point of Dorado, but if you're not pressuring the cart, you leave an opportunity open, but what a headshot. Finds Soon right off the spawn. Now it's Danye with the Dragon Strike. Could be really tough for France to recontest into it, but Nico in control, completely dumpsters Renziak.
Deals with the Widow threat. Nico coming back on in, 78%. Could build the Dragon Blade. It's like Danye takes him down. Another Another flick arrow coming in from Danye, and this has been huge. Hanzo play coming in, but you have Soon back in the fight. Danye was low, Soon finishes him off, gets some sweet, sweet revenge. And Poco, that self-destruct kill, France is getting their way back into the fight.
Poco, it's easy cleanup for him with that nano boost, and Soon, of course, back is going to be a little more careful about those Hanzo arrows next time. The delay coming out on Dexter. This is brutal stagger.
You know, I gotta say is that I wouldn't want to be in any sort of Ana daycare program. I feel like waking up at nap time, probably the worst experience of the day. Poco able to deal with Dexter's baby diva, so again, more stagger coming out here from France.
At the same time, Soon does get shut down. The res is going to come out on the Dexter. He's trying to get back in the mech. Kazano dropping so low. 1 HP does get taken by Nico. He's got the blade out.
And Dexter couldn't get back into the mech. Nico now moving in, blade ready. Just Ben Best and Nico diving in. Another two going his way. Danye gets the moral victory there towards the end, but it's just not going to amount to anything. Only 1:35 now left for Poland.
You have to feel like Kazano got a little bit baited there. Went in to res that baby diva. She was able to resuit, but the Mercy paying with her life for a res is almost never worth it. So great awareness by Team France. They let Kazano come in for the res, instantly dive and punish.
France now about 2 team fights away from getting the courtyard hold. It is something that happens quite frequently here on Dorado. Unco in the back on the nano boost. It's ready. Soon with the pulse bomb. And oh, he would love to get the crowd chant his name right here. Stalking here from the left-hand side.
Catches a glimpse.
It's 3 blinks ready. He's going on in. Sees the Zenyatta, drops the bomb, and forces out the Transcendence. Dooku had to drop it under pressure, and Poland, they don't get the engagement looking for. Ben Best buys time, Primal Rage ready, and gets on out.
Nice patience from Ben Best. He doesn't want to take the team fight there with the Primal, but now he's going in. This looks like an aggressive commitment. Danye dropping low, so much cleave, hitting on all the members of Poland. It's so hard to keep them alive through this. Kazano's Valkyrie is over. Now it's just the self-destruct. Ben Best wants just on the baby diva. This is a great pickoff.
Ben Best, such good control over the Winston here. France, nothing flashy, just holding their ground. Soon is going to fall, so Poland, they feel a little bit more powered. Start moving back the other way. See Danye on the high arch there, looking for pickups on the McCree, but here comes Nico, dashes to the air, blade out and denied, taken down, flashbang and Dooku dealing with the blade. Danye still a threat, supported by his team, going to the ground floor, but Ben Best, look at the play he's doing here. We're running out of time.
It's so hard to take down Ben Best when he's got this nano boost, getting spam healed by Unco. He's still at 500 HP, getting a ton of ultimate charge, but Danye finds Soon. This could be the beginning of the end for Team France. It's a pocketed Danye, moving forward on the left side of the fountain, getting so much value here.
Win, sniped on down. Danye able to get that last pickup. Now look for Baby Diva, gets another, and you take a look here. Nico, one ninja against the world. Goopa stomped right in, and France won't be getting any more delay here. Point B is on the way, but France was able to buy so much time.
Poland, they passed the first test, but again, there's a tougher one waiting for them. Now it's Soon on the Widowmaker. Nico making the switch onto the Hanzo. I'd be surprised if Danye sticks with the McCree. It's so difficult to play this in a double sniper. He's going to bring out a double sniper of his own. This is a classic matchup here. It's all about which set of snipers is going to produce more, and you have to feel like Soon has an edge here. So much experience in this situation.
Soon's Widow pedigree is almost second to none. Was in the All-Star matchup for it, and for good reason. Looking for the pickup, and what a nice flick headshot onto the Diva. Chunks Dexter out of his life. And just take a look here. He's protected, looking for the Hanzo. Poco, though, down, so both teams down to Diva. You can see Soon going back over to the top. The other Widow doesn't have the sight line, but Nico is the other threat. They weren't looking at him.
Soon takes the Sonic Arrow, it's stuck to him, so Soon's going to be backing off from that, but Ben Best doing a great job struggling the pressure, but he dies, doesn't get the Primal off. Now, it's Soon's turn to retreat back. The tanks of Poland getting aggressive. Nico goes straight to the card, just wants to delay things. Soon backing up to his spawn, he wants to regroup, but again, it's only 120 left on the clock for Poland. They have 1 or maybe 2 fights here, but they'll have to be quick.
And this is one of the hardest points in the game to get through as an offense. It's so defender favored, from high ground to setup to just how you can run the snipers. And you see him setting up here. Unco in the back, Poke on the way. Soon on the top, looking for the other Widow in for sight. In pressure right now. Almost gets Hanzo, but not quite. Poland now gonna invest in Valkyrie. Moving on, and what a shot! Pole! Redziak taken out of the sky.
Redziak forced into the jump shot, gets punished for his trouble Soon. What a sweet shot from him, and it's all just control here from Team France. Unco back in main. No one's contesting him. He's just putting out too much heals to deal with. Poland, they've got 1 shot left. The clock is running down here on second point, and they've even got 4 staggers incoming by Team France.
Yeah, Dexter is gonna fall right over the cliff, down to the beach. Poco goes, it's not as expected, but 25 seconds left. Poland, how do they even position here?
It's going to be rough. They're going to be forced into probably a right side retake by that mega health pack, but it's a real challenge to move into that position without getting picked off. You can see Nico already in aggressive position. He wants to end this push before it begins. Redziak getting forced out of the flank. He can't find the lineup that he's looking for, even with his infrasight on.
Benbest does get chunked a little bit on the left-hand side. The Widow, the one doing it. Danye finds Nico, but Redziak down. And gets soon! The double sniper battle won by Danye. Under pressure though, Poco looking to neutralize the threat, but damage going back the other way. Has to self-destruct. Does he get another get back into his mech? He just might. Soon was res back in. And Benbest on the nano boost is just crushing Poland as they try and stay on the payload. We are in overtime. Dexter has no choice but to sit there and take it. And now the Dragon Strike gonna force him off. You see Shadow falling. Poland, no one left on the point. Redziak, it's time to go in. Can't do it. France holds on B.
Even with a few big picks by Danye, it's just not enough. You can see Unko back in that main is keeping everybody healed up. Poland, they never really got close to taking that. If you don't shut down that Ana, you really have no chance to evict the tanks from point. You can see Benbest, how strong he's holding with that nano. France playing that point so well. Poland, they need an answer.
We'll see just what that answer would be. Of course, France did give us a little bit of a preview of what you could do in this situation where, you know, you could just go for the first point hold. France is pretty close. Poland could look to execute something along the same lines. The problem here is that even though Danye's had very good moments, overall across the board, we haven't seen quite the same level of mechanical skill coming out from the Polish team.
Definitely overall across the board, France is the stronger team, and that's why they're up 3-0. That's why they're looking to close out the 4-0. But Poland, they have some bright spots, and I like the composition that they might be pulling out here. Right now, we can see on our other monitor that they're looking at an Orisa composition, something that will really enable Danye to be that carry that they need him to be.
Take a look at Soon here. The crowd's looking at him. The chant perhaps about to begin.
Exactly. I mean, we've heard quite a bit of it here on Dorado. Soon getting so much done on that Widow. What an insane shutdown on that jump shot from Redziak.
Crowd, of course, very, very supportive here in Paris, and for good reason. It's great to have an Overwatch event here. It's even better to have fans that are this passionate about their team.
France, they want to close this out. They know what's before them. Now it's time for Team Poland to maybe flip the script. This Orisa could be the beginning of a big change here, but I love what I see out of Team France. They've got the Lucio and the Mercy, the two highest mobility supports, to complement with a Genji Tracer dive. This is a new classic dive setup, and it's really strong, especially with those Valkyrie blades. You get that damage boost, but you can also apply the AoE healing when your whole team commits.
And what's even better about that, this Polish team, they're not running Brigida. Brigida, who's pretty good at dealing with double Genji Tracer. Oh, France are going straight in. No chill whatsoever. Poland goes, all right, this is happening. We're going to push you back. We're still actually okay with this. Benbest going in for more. Low HP, but doesn't fall. And Soon and Nico get exactly what they were looking for in the back. 3 pickups here to France, and this blitz has been successful.
Poland, they want to camp the spawn here, but they're punished for their hubris, and they're delaying the Roadhog. Oh, this is brutal.
This is just terrible.
Brutal.
You know, you expect it for the baby diva, but the Roadhog goes, wait, this isn't what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's a rare sight to see. France in total control of the game. Nico even waits for Dexter to commit his self-heal, farms up even more ultimate off of him. What an intense high-value play by Nico. Now he's got the blade. It's going to be really rough for Poland to try and retake this.
Soon holding on to the pulse bomb, looking to the back line, a lot of juicy targets, and immediately just one clip. Redziak drops a bomb, blows up Dooku. He gave his life for it, but that is the definition of work.
That's just a 1-2 punch, cleaving apart those backliners. Nico doesn't even need to commit the blade. Now there's 4 ultimates on the side of Team France, and only going to be maybe 1 to 3 available for Poland on the next team fight. They're at a major disadvantage. These double snipers need to find an opening pick. Poland not only needs to win this fight, but they need to win it clean. They need to restabilize that ultimate economy that's been so dominant from Team France all series long, but France giving them not a single chance at it. They're holding around the corner. There's not giving any chances
right
for the snipers.
I need to know where Wins is right now. There's 1% on the payload. We see Nick with the blade, dives, gets another 2. Absolute devastation coming in from the French team. And again, I need to take a, it's Wins on the payload. I'm looking at the overhead map. Wins is on the payload. Classic rogue gameplay here from Team France.
Love to see it. Wins, getting his job done. His team absolutely chopping up Team Poland, though. Nico, it's a great setup position. He holds that corner. The snipers from Poland, they want to get out there. They want to start peeking. But the moment they show themselves, it's Nico with the blade. And France, they're setting up the same play again. Now they've got the tank ults ready to enable it. Danye, it's going to be so hard to survive this huge flank by the DPS of France. They're already on the back line.
They're super deep. Wins is pushing the payload all by himself. Ben Best getting the pickoffs they need. This is classic. This is Team France gameplay. It's domination. They finish at 4-0. And Wins, you have made me exceptionally happy.
For me, that was just perfect classic dive, making that Genji Tracer work to perfection. Poland, they don't have the Brigida on their side, not able to shut it down, and it's just clinical team play by France. You can see them setting up all around the map and just collapsing from all sides. Poland, they have no idea what to do. They can't defeat team play like that.
That was just great coming in from France. Don't forget, that was the pick of Team Poland there, but not the first rodeo here for this French team. And you think back to the day, Dorado was actually one of Rogue's best maps. So it's just like, you know what? We're pretty okay with this map choice.
I mean, it's hard to find an escort map that will be a weakness for Team France. They're so strong across the board, and this is just proving it here. A 4-0 over Team Poland, setting themselves up, building that momentum for that, of course, all-important series at the end of the day.
France looking so good here, and as you mentioned, the series at the end of the day will be that France v UK matchup, which will decide who will get the #1 seed going to BlizzCon, and that is the difference between going against perhaps an easier team in the first round, going up against South Korea or USA, where I think it's safe to say teams don't really want to do that.
Of course, the format this year does mean that the place that you qualify for BlizzCon is so crucial. As EP was saying, it's all about setting yourself up for the best possible BlizzCon run. At this point, it's the France and the UK going to BlizzCon from this stop, guaranteed. But the winner of their series will be the one that can take that 1 seed. And you do not want to face South Korea from the first round, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think you have a little bit of experience there, though. Hey, you were like two team fights away. You were close.
It was close. They are beatable. Of course, a lot of strong teams here in the field, but at the same time, you want to set yourself up as well as possible. If you play a weaker team the first round, maybe you don't have to reveal all of your strategies. You can keep things maybe a little more shrouded moving on later in the tournament and set yourselves up for those more difficult matches.
Well, you know what? To pump up the crowd, to get a little bit more insight, we got Zoe down on the floor.
We do indeed have AKM joining me from Team France. Let's hear it for this young man and his whole team who showed up on this stage. There were a lot of expectations on your team, and I think you more than fulfilled those. Now let's hear it. Taking a trip down memory lane. All the matches you played already in this group stage. Anyone really surprised you?
Germany for sure. We were not really expecting them to be that good. So they played really well, and it was a really close match to them. But else from that, we were really prepared to anyone, and we're pretty happy with our performance.
L'Allemagne les a surpris, bien évidemment, donc ils étaient un petit peu fébriles sur ce match, mais autrement, ils étaient prêts pour n'importe quel adversaire, et ils sont prêts pour tout à l'heure.
And you know what? You guys look prepared. Now you only have one more game to go. That's going to be the last match of the day, and it will be against the United Kingdom. That's an anticipated match, so let's hear it from you. Any words for your opponent?
So I heard Boombox yesterday saying easy clap for them, 4-0. I think that's going to be the contrary. I'm pretty sure we're going to have 4 of them.
Bon, il a entendu Boombox dire easy clap 4-0 pour UK, mais AKM, il est convaincu que ça va être l'inverse. Hein, AKM? Quelques mots en français rapidement.
Merci de votre soutien, les potes. Vous êtes les meilleurs. Sans vous, on n'arriverait jamais jusque-là. Et à la BlizzCon, on va tout donner, on va tout détruire.
Nice. They're gonna destroy everything at BlizzCon. They're gonna give it their all. Thank you, AKM.
Well, we can't wait to see that happening. Can't wait for your next game. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you, AlphaCast, of course, for translating. We're now heading over to our casters to break down the action we just saw on stage.
Thank you, Zoe, and you gotta love a veteran like AKM. Absolutely pumped for the match later today, and you know what? That confidence where it's just like, yeah, you know what? It's actually be a 4-0 for us. Let's see ya, UK. Let's see ya.
I love to have both teams come into a match confident, and this certainly sets us up for a real tiebreaker. You know, we get that final say, who is the dominant team at the Paris stop? Of course, France in front of the home crowd, looking to keep those cheers going, but the UK, they want them silenced.
By the way, speaking of AKM, we got a few stats for you here. You know, he's pretty good at the game. You take a look here, and this is just what he was doing here on the Zarya.
staying alive for a long time, getting a lot of damage out. We didn't see too much of AKM in the series, but really, if anything, this just goes to show how quick those first 2 maps were for Team France. They're in total control the whole time. AKM staying alive, putting out the damage on the Zarya. It's all important in that composition.
No doubt about it, and of course he has always been a crucial part of this French team, going all the way back to the beginning in all its various different incarnations. But you know who else has been a part of things for a long time? T-Mobile, official sponsor here of the Overwatch World Cup, and we got the fan pulse. It's gonna be heading at you right here. Take a look.
We've got the translation here on this. Essentially, he's saying a Widowmaker duelist soon is a bad idea. Immediately punished. Couldn't agree more. Soon, absolutely dominant on the Widow. You know, I'm really questioning some of those map picks by Team Poland. Taking it to Dorado against Soon, you don't want that Widow match.
No, absolutely not. And look, there's a reason why he's one of the most feared Widows in the game. So you're right. That is a great observation. And yeah, it's not an easy pickoff in the least. So taking a look, we have more people weighing on in. And Soon, very clever, choose his name. You'll never know if people are... It is true. He has really hedged his bets here.
Yeah, definitely working here, but the crowd, obviously so much support for Soon. At this point, I think he can differentiate. I'm sure he knows that feeling, just that crowd. I mean, it's such a sensation, right? It's almost more of a feeling than a word.
Yeah, you know, that option select, always a good thing, but we got one more tweet heading right at you here. What's it going to be? Want to hear your opinion. South Korea, Finland, USA, Canada, China. Yep, this is our BlizzCon that is locked in. We know that here today, and absolutely true. BlizzCon is going to be fantastic.
And what I'm really excited for is later today, we're going to start to see where that base of the bracket is going to be built out. What are those opening matchups to start that off? Of course, all the 1 seeds will be facing 2 seeds, but the actual matchups are yet to be drawn. So stick around after our last match. Make sure you see how BlizzCon will get started.
By the way, if you want to weigh in here on our T-Mobile fan pulse, don't forget our hashtag OWWC2018. But now if you're tuning in just going, whoa, that was quick. What actually happened here? We do have some highlights here to go to that kind of remind you of everything we saw here in this last match. And I gotta say, France was looking great, but Danye had his moments.
This was a great opener by Danye. Gave his team mid-control, but wasn't quite enough to take the map. Oh, and this is look at this, double knockoff, 2 environmental kills in a row. France playing so well around the pit in the center of that point.
AKM, again, just strong cleanup here from the Greek. Classic AKM gameplay. Danye, though, barrage over to the side and found his moment, struck.
I love this as well by Dexter, instantly protecting him. And Shadow with the Primal did such a good job shutting down this tank comp from Team France. They were forced off in the end. Danye's blade here was a big bright spot for Team Poland as they retake card control.
Of course, you see Danye slicing his way on through. And again, Danye, good moments, but the overall team play of France just suffocating at points. And Nambani, another great example live.
Ben Best, I love this Shatter, just 180. He knows where the opponents are at, is dropping the Shatter before he even sees them. It's a nice trap by Nico, a man after my own heart.
See Red Ziok here, and this is where he got to the back. You get both supports, probably going to be a good one.
Such an all-important swap. You see Nico waiting that extra second, lets the self-destruct go off, keeps himself alive, and chops at the supports.
Meanwhile, Dooku back sleep.
Oh, that is nice.
That is some serious prediction. Nico never saw it coming.
Ben Best with a Primal, making it look easy on this final offense that worked out for Team France. It's a great use of their ultimate bank, but they actually capitalize on every ultimate. Ben Best finds 3 frags.
Speaking of, again,
what a headshot.
Yeah, that time at least it was a different Tracer. It wasn't Nico who was Soon, so you at least spread out the rage of how did this happen?
Danye was such a bright spot for the Polish team. This is great movement by him. Not only is he connecting the shots, but he's so hard to dive on from that position. This was just nasty by Soon.
Red Ziok moving forward. You get those headshots. It's just such a boon to your team. And man, this was aggression. I kind of wish we had the other highlight here, which is who was pushing that payload. We all know who.
It was Wins, but Nico doing such a great job setting up with his team there. I love to see that with the Genji. The blade, it's so flashy. You sort of get all the kills, you light up the feed, but it's really all on your supports, your tanks to enable you. It's pretty easy to take down that Genji with his limited 200 HP, but when he's alongside his Winston and his Diva, it's a much tougher task. So France doing a great job, great synergistic dive there, showing why Rogue was considered the best time team in the world for a long time.
Well, guys, I'm sad to say that all good things must come to an end, at least temporarily. This is the last matchup me and Jake have here in the group stage, but it's been absolutely fun traveling the globe with you guys, showing you up-and-coming Overwatch gameplay. But don't fret, there's still more Overwatch coming here today. Take a look down below. United Kingdom taking on Italy right after the break.
Thank you, guys. Signing off.